What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty. Join my Discord if you want to chat and share your thoughts, the link is in the description. 7 Fae Chapter 149. The Return of Julia Wave Wind. This is not a common surname. In the village, there is only one family, and now there is only one child left in this family. Naruto, Wave Wind Naruto, headed by Sarutobi Hitobi, Mito Menyon and Juan Kaharu made compromises. It is not possible to hold Kyosuke's intention in it. Kyosuke, this child will be handed over to you from now on, Sarutobi Hitoshi said. I know that I will teach him well, and this kind of will of fire naturally has to be instilled from an early age, Kyosuke said to Sarutobi Hizen with a slight sarcasm. Mito Menyon and Juan Shaochan nodded, and Mito Menyon said, well, in that case, let's end the meeting. Konoha reconstruction plan will be carried out in 2 days. Come, everyone. The meeting is over. Shinzuki had been impatient for a long time, laughed disdainfully at Danzo, kicked the door open, and left at the same pace that his 6 relatives did not recognize him. Looking at the arrogant back, Tuan Zhang clenched his fists, and couldn't wait to swallow him alive. Today, his old face is completely lost. Kyosuke stripped away the side he was most unwilling to face, and it was presented bloody in front of Konoha's patriarchs, losing face. The position of Naruto has no relationship with him. Just ask, who would support a person who makes small moves behind his back all day long? No, I just used my way to protect Konoha. He believed so firmly, looked at the door spitefully, snorted coldly, and chose to leave. The power of 9 tails must be in the hands of the village. Control the tail beast. Kaleidoscope writing round eyes. Uchiha Shisui. A cold light flashed in his eyes, and his body disappeared into the darkness. For the village, you can do whatever you can. Advertisement. 9-tailed runaway. The death of the 4th generation of Naruto and Konoha's heavy casualties did not hide it, but spread quickly in the ninja world like wings. Not long after the 4th generation of Raikage, I cried out that he had lost his opponent. He turned his head and was ready to do it, if he didn't stop him under his hand, saying that there was an Asakawa Kyosuke who could head on Kyuubi, otherwise he would launch an offensive against Konoha on the spot. Continue to collide with Konoha on a small scale. Of course, there were also invaders, but they were all resolved by Konoha's ninjas. At present, Konoha Ming's combat power is only Sarutobi Rijon, Oshimaru, and Julia also have a newly promoted Kyosuke. Konoha can be said to have reached the weakest period, losing the 4th generation of Hokage, which can be said to be a serious injury. After hearing the news of the disciple's death, Jiraiya ran back to Konoha in a hurry. Seeing the sleeping Naruto, the old man couldn't help his eyes red. Kiyomizu took out a scroll and said, this is the body of Ms. Watergate and Sister Kushina. To avoid being studied by the village, I kept it inside. Master Julia, since you are back, they will please give it to you. If possible, it is best to send it to Miaomu Mountain for burial. I made you bother. Jilai also looked at the scroll, but finally couldn't hold it back, tears raging. Among his disciples, he was most concerned about Watergate, and he was almost raised as a son. Seeing his son and daughter-in-law died in battle, how could he not care about it? Trembling hands took the scroll, and carefully placed it in his arms. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Wiping the corner of his eyes, he asked, who was the one who attacked Konoha that day? Mr. Mizumon's student, Uchiha brought the soil, he was controlled by illusions and did this kind of thing. Kyosuke sighed and said softly. I know him. Watergate mentioned it to me. I didn't expect it to be like this. Jilai also seemed to be several years old all of a sudden, and said, the village will let you raise Naruto? Naruto is a human resource, an important strategic resource, and they won't let it go so easily. Naturally, I don't want to, but this is the trust of Teacher Watergate, but only Danzo jumped out from the village. Danzo. I heard you beat him. Yes, I don't respect the 3 generations of adults. Kyosuke laughed, and Jiraiya said, I wanted to beat him a long time ago, but unfortunately I couldn't find the opportunity. Your kid will find some loopholes, and the 3 generations of old men can't refute it. Can you really put this kid in Uchiha? Jilai also asked. They are now in Uchiha Tamataki's house, and even the tea is prepared by Makoto. Advertisement. He bowed slightly to Jilaya, Master Jilaya. 3 generations of old men didn't notify me, I think Mr. Fuyue, when you choose police officers, don't think about your strength. You should also consider your character. It's best to stay calm after awakening Shulanyan and never be arrogant. This kind of person is the first choice and you are addicted to it. A family of glorious people will not do much. Similarly, Uchiha's clansmen need to be restrained, and ordinary civilians must not be disturbed. As you know your reputation, the Uchiha clansmen who have awakened the riding wheel are mostly arrogant, and such people cannot let him stand in high positions. Uchiha can't move yet, and if Danzo is allowed to come back, Uchiha will still have the opposite. He wants to stabilize his younger brother and second pillar and hold them firmly in his hands. Uchiha has never been trusted by the village, especially after 9 tails attacked Konoha the night before. There is no good thing for them to sit in high positions, it will only cause trouble. Mr. Fuyue. Uchiha Fumitake also had no objection, sacrificing a small group of people in exchange for Uchiha's new way out, this is a cost-effective business. Kyosuke said, what can't be done? Putting the strength of human resources in Uchiha is the village's trust in Uchiha, that's right. Uchiha Tamataki walked over with a serious face that made a rare smile, and said, originally, the tribe didn't feel trusted by the village because of what happened the night before, but after knowing that Naruto was raised by a Uchiha for a while after that, the grievance disappeared all at once. Kyosuke took a sip of tea, and now he is holding onto Uchiha, and after satisfying most of the people's requirements, the rest can be dealt with well. Kyosuke waved his hand. The glory of the clan is nothing. Now you are a member of Konoha, and you regard the village as the most important thing. Jilai also nodded. He also knew the contradiction between the village and Uchiha, and it would be a good thing to do this now to eliminate some of Uchiha's grievances against the village. You know, there are so many ninjas in Kyuubi's eyes that have seen so many ninjas in the village. Don't you doubt who Uchiha suspects? Most of the Uchiha clan have ancestral psychosis, and Shilanyan is the symptom of the onset of this psychosis. Most of these people have paranoid personalities and are prone to getting into the wrong corners and blackening. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Chinese MTL fan fiction second element novel can be read at hotmtl novel for free. Jiraiya and Uchiha Tomodachi showed a thoughtful look. Uchiha Tomodachi nodded and said, I will take care of it. The Konoha reconstruction plan will be carried out tomorrow. Master Kyosuke, will you participate? Look, isn't this all right? The feeling of not being trusted is uncomfortable. What needs to be given to Uchiha now is trust, give full face, and try to meet the requirements. If there is a clown in it, then it is not good or bad, you can do it. Chapter 150. Konoha Redevelopment Project Naruto Office. Sarutobi Heiichi smoked his pipe, looking at a Konoha map in front of him, which was full of gathering places of various races. He was thinking about how to arrange the various races tomorrow. Kyosuke opened the door straight to the point. 3 generations of adults, what are you going to do with Uchiha tomorrow? I haven't figured it out yet. Why? Do you have an idea? He knew that Kyosuke and Uchiha had something to do, but he didn't say it, just said, if you have a good idea, you can tell me. Well, Uchiha has to make arrangements. This group of neuroses is very difficult to deal with. Kyosuke walked over and saw the map. Some ninjas are scattered all over the village. Even Hyuga is mostly gathered together, and a small part is in other parts of the village. Only Uchiha is gathered together. Mainly for the convenience of surveillance, they are not allowed to move. Even the rebuilding of the house is rebuilt on the original basis, and it is impossible to buy a house in other parts of the village. It's all for the convenience of the village to monitor them. Because of this, Uchiha is quite criticized. Kyosuke said, are you thinking about driving Uchiha to the edge of the village, the prison area? Sarutobi Hizumi's face froze. He had this idea, so that not only would Uchiha manage the prison well, but it would also facilitate surveillance, and would not disturb civilians when something went wrong. I haven't thought of that yet. You will only deepen Uchiha's grudge against the village. Are you going to push them against them? Although I don't want to be Hokage, I know something for the safety of the village. He pointed his finger at Uchiha and said, don't give them the worst. Also, let them buy a house by themselves. Just buy one for each household. Let them buy a house. Of course, the money from selling the house can also drive the economy of the village. Why not do it? Do you think Uchiha wants to counter? No, you will counteract if you are pressing. Your continued suppression of Uchiha will only speed up their rebellion. It's better to boil the frog in warm water, step by step to eliminate the rebels in Uchiha, and create a Uchiha who throws his blood on Konoha's head. Sarutobi Hizen was lost in thought, and Kyosuke was not in a hurry. He sat on one of the sofas. For a long time, Sarutobi Hizen spit out a puff of blue smoke and said, I see, Uchiha stays still and relaxes their right to buy a house. Allow them to live outside. It's just that, to monitor that one, I'm afraid it will have to increase manpower. Whether the supervisor monitors Uchiha, this Shinzuki can't control it, as long as he doesn't move these guys first. Advertisement, it's better to hold them steady. Why are you approaching Uchiha? Kyosuke. Sarutobi Hizen asked. For Konoha's future. Kyosuke looked at him and said, thousands of hands retired, Konoha's 2 most powerful ninjas, Hyuga and Uchiha. No matter which one is missing is Konoha's loss, if Uchibo's rebellion is no less than a catastrophe like the Nine Tails rebellion for the village. Sarutobi Rijan smoked and listened quietly. Most of these guys are addicted to the glory of the ninja clan, confined to one clan, short-sighted, embarrassingly useful. Shinzuki shook his head. It's just the riding wheel eyes of this clan. What they are finally afraid of is Uchiha's riding wheel eyes, that is the terrible power that can control the tail beast. Shinzuki raised his eyes to look at him. 3 generations of adults. Many times I don't think you are a disciple of the 2nd generation of adults, but teacher Dashimaru is the one. Ahem, nonsense, I am a serious disciple of the 2nd generation of adults. Then why do you make it seem like you don't even know the kaleidoscope riding wheel eyes? Only the kaleidoscope riding wheel eyes can control the tail beast. Don't you know about this? Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. No. Sarutobi Richie's tone was a little unnatural. No and monitor. How many of those wastes can awaken the kaleidoscope? What you have to do is not to monitor and suppress Uchiha, but to pay attention to whether the friends and relatives of this group of people have died. Have these guys awakened the kaleidoscope? After all, after awakening kaleidoscope, the personality will change, it is easy to see. The deaths of the people in the village are registered. Uchiha awakens because of the sadness of losing friends and relatives. It is even a kaleidoscope. Just pay attention to whether these dead people are friends of the Uchiha tribe. If yes, for this Uchi it takes more time and effort to monitor a single person than to monitor a group of people. This. After further thinking, Sarutobi Risen felt that this idea was unexpectedly useful and feasible. But how did this kid know the secret of riding round eyes? Could it be Uchiha Tomodachi told him? However, he did not ask. Since Uchiha Tomodachi is willing to tell Kyosuke this secret to show the Uchiha clan's trust in him, then he should not do it again. In the future, he can clearly know which Uchiha clan began to ride round eyes, or even kaleidoscopes. In this way, they can grasp their intelligence and remain invincible. There may be some trouble in Danzo. I'll go there tomorrow. Advertisement. Well, it's up to you to allocate the territory of those ninjas. That's fine too. His appearance is mainly to block Danzo and stabilize Uchiha. As for the other ninjas, Sarutobi Hazaki will distribute them according to their previous demands. After the two discussed for a while, Shinji left. Has Jilai come back? Ask him if he wants to become Hokage. He sighed. Sarutobi Hizen felt his brain hurt. After all, he can't occupy this position for too long, and he still needs to choose a reliable heir. Kyosuke is unwilling to do it. Judging from the methods just shown, it's okay. If you are willing to take over, steady heart. Becoming Hokage is not a problem. It's just unwilling. I don't know whether Jilai is willing or not. Out of the Hokage building, Shinji bought a fruit basket and went to Konoha Hospital to visit the injured Lin. Lin's stomach was pierced and he was losing too much blood. If she were not sent to the doctor in time, she would be unable to recover, and she is still very weak. Kakashi was taking care of her, but neither of them could do it. The death of Watergate was a blow to them. Seeing Kyosuke's arrival, Lin barely smiled and said, "Kyosuke, how is Naruto?" "It's okay. Eat well and sleep well. What kind of treatment is the youngest son of Patriarch Uchiha? Don't worry." Put down the fruit basket and said, "Let's talk about it, the eyes that attacked you with dirt at the time." Lin pursed her lips. She still couldn't believe that the man with cold eyes would be kind and hardworking. He didn't hesitate to kill me. Chapter 151. The Thief Who Steals. Lin is like life, not far more precious than life. Even if it is to subvert the world, it is only for this person. Bringing Soil to Lin is a childhood sweetheart who grew up together since she was a child, a partner who can advance and retreat together and can deliver her back, and she is also a boy she likes. It is hard to imagine that the person who loves to laugh will show such cold and terrible eyes. Every time Lin thought of that look, she felt cold all over, unable to connect the masked man with the soil. Kyosuke also knew what she was thinking, and said, "The guy that brought the soil was just under control. For him, hurting you is the most intolerable thing in the world. Don't worry, we will bring that idiot back, remember. Let him kneel on the washboard tilde." Lin was in a slightly better mood, but still couldn't beat herself up, and said sadly, "If you let him know what she is doing, she must not be able to tolerate herself, right? After all, Teacher Watergate also because of him." Obviously Teitu respects Teacher Watergate the most. She only thinks that good luck makes people, how ironic fate is. Shinji has said, "Perhaps, let's talk about it at that time. You have a good rest these days. After your injury has recovered, you have a major task." Kakashi and Lin both looked at him, and Lin asked, "Are there any tasks assigned to the village?" "I sent it." Shinzuki said, "Don't you want to be Hokage? Can you send missions?" "Just kidding, you can't send a mission if you don't be Hokage. Lin, Naruto, that is, the child of Teacher Watergate, I will trouble you to take care of it afterwards." Lin nodded and said seriously, "I know, I will." "Well, but don't be so anxious, I'll talk about it after you recover the injury. I will put Naruto with the Uchiha clan and ask Mrs. Makoto to take care of him. Ms. Makoto happened to have a baby, so it's okay to take care of him together. Let Lin take care of Naruto, at least after Naruto is weaned. After that, let Naruto make good contact with Lin, otherwise, he will suddenly come to a strange place, which is definitely not suitable for the child." Advertisement. By the way, is there really no problem with the Uchiha clan? Kakashi asked. No problem, no problem. Only a kaleidoscope can control 9 tails. Don't worry, and the gossip seal of Teacher Watergate has just been used not long. The suppression of 9 tails is the most powerful time, don't worry. The gossip seal can perfectly suppress the 9 tails. It is composed of 2 double seals of the 4 elephant seals. It can restore the 9-tailed chakras that leaked out between the 4 elephant seals into Naruto's chakras, allowing Naruto to effortlessly the growth of chakra. In a hurry, he can come up with such a technique, which is evident in the power of Watergate. Even Uchiha's people who missed bad luck could not make Kyuubi break through the gossip seal. After all, the chakra of Watergate still remains in the gossip seal, and can suppress Kyuubi again when Kyuubi runs away. After talking to Lin and Kakashi for a while, Kyosuke returned home, and Naruto was relieved when he left Uchiha. Uchiha Tomitaki has a kaleidoscope to write round eyes, but not so many. He knows what to do at this time. He will not do stupid things for the family. He will protect Naruto and let the village see the determination of the Uchiha clan. It is also to avoid causing trouble to the family. Human strength is very important to the village, and there must be no accidents. After taking a shower at home, it was getting late, and Kyosuke decided to go to Uchiha Tomitaki's house for a meal. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Okay. When I came to the Uchiha clan, I saw a dark shadow rushing over from the roof, narrowed his eyes, and followed. It was found that the dark shadow had arrived at Uchiha Tomitaki's house and sneaked in sneakily. Soon after, he flew out and hit the ground. Uchiha Tomitaki walked out with his eyes wide open, looking at the black shadow with indifferent eyes. Kyosuke jumped down, checked it, and said, "I have committed suicide by taking poison." There was a bandage on this guy's face, but when Shinji unwrapped the bandage, he found that this guy's face was gone, only bloody muscle tissue, which looked extremely disgusting. Uchiha Tomitaki's face was deep, and he said, "It looks like he's here for Naruto." "That's it, I guess I know who it is. Who is it?" "I want you Uchiha to be dead." Kyosuke kicked the corpse away, and a big snake appeared. swallowing the guy into his stomach, and the big snake lay down in the yard contented to eat. The person who did it was most likely Danzo. He was unwilling to let Renjuli be controlled by Kyosuke, and he didn't want to see Uchiha's growth due to this incident. So he sent a dead man. As long as he steals Naruto, he will not only get Renjuli, is able to ask Uchiha and Kyosuke, and kill 3 birds with 1 stone. Advertisement, I understand, I will do it. Uchiha Tomotaki nodded. Uchiha Tomotaki's face is ugly. Uchiha's situation in the village is very difficult, and there are still people who want to assassinate Uchiha, it's really. This. Let Shinjia take charge of the assignment of the site that he cares about, so there is no problem. Shinjia asks him for help, and he will naturally do it properly. You don't need to be so polite, I'm here to make a meal specially. Preparing to eat. Naruto's same year was unfortunate. He was ostracized. He didn't even have friends. He had been suffering from the strange look of people around him. He was not accepted by others. Not many of his friends in the ninja school were willing to play with him. Kyosuke clapped his hands and said, "Don't think too much, you and I have no choice. Tomorrow I will allocate the ninja site. In the afternoon, I hope you will help me gather the families of the people who lost their lives in the Kyuubi rebellion. No, forget it, you can help me hold a speech in the most lively part of the village. I want to announce some things. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Chinese MTL fan fiction, second element novel can be read at hotmtl novel for free. If you don't dislike it, please. Oh, I didn't eat it either. Come over and have a meal." The problem jumped too quickly, and Uchiha Tomotaki almost didn't react. Although I believe in this child, it is better to grow up well than to be rejected all day long. Is it okay for you to be so familiar? What do you mean, always give Naruto a stable growth environment, right? Kyosuke said, do you want to watch everyone transfer their hatred of Kyuubi to a child? Renjuli's life is inherently difficult, and few people can live comfortably. Mr. Fuyu, loneliness is the biggest devil, it can drive a person crazy. By the way, have you eaten dinner yet? Inazukaga, Akuma Denji, Shikamaru, the 3 of them have a better attitude towards Naruto, but they are not friends. In order to realize this plan, he specially asked people to entangle Uchiha Tomotaki with official duties. Who knew that he had returned home early, but the plan failed. Chapter 152. Konoha Regional Planning the next day. The ninja clan chiefs gathered again and sat around a table on which was a Konoha map. On the other side, Sarutobi Hizumi and the other 4 sat together. Listening to this meeting, Danzo in the corner showed spiteful eyes, but it was well hidden, but he still wanted to devour Kyosuke. Kyosuke didn't care at all, holding a pointer, looking around the crowd, and said, because of Kyuubi, too many places in the village have been destroyed and damaged. Taking the opportunity of revival, the village will replan. Pointing at an area close to the forest with the pointer, Shinjia said, this is the new settlement of the oil women. Mr. Jouei, your family has long proposed that you want to own a forest, and this time just took advantage of this opportunity to move out. Yuzushi sitting next to Uchiha Furuke nodded slightly and was very satisfied with this answer. The Yuzushi clan uses insects as a means. There are many insects in the forest, but their place of residence is a little far away from the forest. Every time they go there very inconvenient. Moreover, most of the people of this ethnic group are withdrawn and have little contact with people in the village. In addition, because the place where they live has too many bugs, residents nearby have complained. This opportunity came just right. For the Nara clan, keep it as it is. For the Inuzuka clan, please move to the Oil Girl clan. Residents living around you complained that your family's ninja dogs barked all night and couldn't sleep at all. This is no longer true. Once or twice, it's better to live in the forest. Okay. The patriarch of the Inuzuka clan had no objection, they also wanted to move out, but there was no chance. There are too many ninja dogs, and the family's clan is almost too much to let go. Now that there is a forest just enough for the ninja dogs to recuperate in it, and they will not hinder the Oily Girl clan. In this regard, Unezuwe did not say anything. The Hyuga clan stay the same, and rebuild what needs to be rebuilt. Hyuga Hizu nodded. The destroyed police headquarters was rebuilt on the original site, and the Uchiha clan remained the same. In addition, I heard that the Uchiha clan has recently become a bit more populous. Buy a house. The village has no extra land for you to increase the village's economic income. Uchiha Tomotaki readily agreed, and there is no better news than this. Wait. At this time, Danzo patted the table and stood up. Advertisement Shinjia glanced at him and asked, do you have an opinion? Of course, have an opinion. So much bullshit. Shinzuki turned his head and said, the words of the Mountain Clan and the Autumn Road Clan. Are you ignoring me? Danzo said angrily. I'm a Naruto consultant? What then? Kyosuke played with the pointer and pointed to Konoha and said, just leave them as they are. For the rest, everyone from the pommel horses will migrate here. Tuan Zhang was furious and deceived too much. Regarding the Uchiha clan's clan and the Konoha police department, I think we should move here, rebuild here. Tuanzo walked in a huff and pointed to a place in Konoha prison. Uchiha Tomotaki frowned and said, Master Danzo, Uchiha is a police force that maintains law and order in the village. This place is too far away from the village to deal with urgent tasks. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. If there is an urgent task, the Anbu will be dispatched. Danzing said indifferently. Kyosuke said, Uchiha does what I say, and it's good for the elderly to watch the excitement. Push Danzo directly aside, you should do what I said. Are you teaching me how to do things? Okay. Kyosuke pointed to the area of Konoha prison and said, I forgot to say, this is the new clan land of the Shimura clan. What? UB asterisk 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 D. The number of your Shikin clan is a bit too large. It is definitely not good to squeeze in such a small area. I think this place is just right. There is also a training ground. Well, this can be used as a special training ground for the Shikin clan, although your clan has nothing to do. A ninja that makes a difference. He sneered, looked at the patriarchs with a smile on his face, and said, well, that's it, everyone, if you need to move, please go back and notify the people, don't worry, you can finish the move within a week. He patted his hand, and patted Danzo's extended hand. It is not a secret that Shinzuki sees that Danzo is unhappy. It is not a secret at the senior level of Konoha. Everyone is willing to look at it. This old coin would have long seen him unhappy. If he hadn't been a Hokage consultant, someone would have beaten him long ago. Advertisement, what then? Shinzuki looked at Danzo with cold eyes, as if looking at a dead person. It is not good for Konoha to move Uchiha there. Their police force exists exclusively for Konoha's safety. You? What am I? Kyosuke clapped his hands, and said, these are all Hokage-sama's decisions. You can ask him. In addition, the Shimura clan will move me in within a week. If you don't move, Konoha police force come and help. What are you? Kyosuke was reasonable and unforgiving. The second-generation adult is your teacher. His decision was made for Konoha's long-term consideration. Hokage-sama didn't say anything. You jumped out and jumped like a grasshopper. What do you want to do? The more you want to do it on your behalf, you dare to do this today, and you won't be able to sit in the office of Hokage tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow you won't be allowed to put your ugly face on Hokage Rock? Me? You can let the dark part deal with it. The patriarchs of all ethnic groups watched their noses and hearts, just watching the excitement. Anbi is a unit directly under Hokage. It selects elite talents. They are asked to deal with major issues, and they have to take care of the village. How idle are they? What if there is a shortage of manpower because of the care of the village? Let the village suffer heavy losses. Who will bear the responsibility? Does your Shimura-dan hide it? Who do you think gives your power? It is 3 generations. Without him, you are the kind of forbearance, or the kind that is about to retire. Danzo's face turned blue and white. Mito Menyon and Zhuan Shaochen saw that Sarutobi was not speaking. They knew that it was him, and they did not speak either. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Chinese MTL fan fiction, second element novel can be read at hotmtl novel for free. Ha ha ha, here are 3 free meal vouchers, let's give it to you. You. The meeting is over, Mr. Ding Zuo. I heard that your Kidao clan has opened a new barbecue restaurant in Konoha. Do you have any discount coupons? Give me a few. The second generation of adults founded the Konoha Police Department and gave it to Uchiha because of trusting them. You are doing this to split the village. People like you want to apologize to all Konoha. Asakawa Kyosuke, don't forget, you are not Hokage at all. The power you have is given by Konoha. Thank you. Uchiha Tomitaki nodded and sneered. The Konoha Police Department will move everything from the Shimura clan. Chapter 153. Speech at noon. The new rotten meat shop opened by the Chu Dao clan. The Chu Dao clan is a big appetite, and the regular customers of this barbecue restaurant are all people of this clan. The 5 patrons of Uchiha, Hyuga, Akemi, Yamanaka, Nara, and Kyosuke were sitting around the barbecue. The current patriarch of the Nara clan, Nara Shikuhisa, asked, Mr. Kyosuke, is there something unpleasant between you and Danzo-sama? Otherwise, it would not be so tit for tat. Shinjia said, it's just to see him upset. He smiled, and said, tell you something funny, I also heard someone say it. He coughed and said, in the first Ninja World War that year, the second generation of adults took the third generation in Danzing to retreat from Yanyan village. Behind them were the chasing soldiers led by Jin Zhao Yin Zhao. At that time, the second generation of adults was seriously injured and chased. The soldiers are tight and need a bait, so he asked, who wants to be this decoy to lure the chaser? Danzo wanted to sacrifice himself at the time, but he did not shout out because of fear. Then 3 generations said that he would let himself be the decoy and lure the chaser away. The third generation became the third generation of Hokage, and the second generation of Hokage attracted firepower and died. If it weren't for a difference, the current third generation of Hokage might be Danzo. He sneered, like what I said, I suffered from the slow reaction loss, stepped a wrong step, and missed the position of Hokage. It is impossible to become Hokage for the rest of my life. The guy who only does tricks behind his back does not have that share, responsible. In addition, this guy has carried all 3 generations of pots on his back, and his reputation is so bad that he can't even think about it at Hokage, unless all the capable people in the village are dead and he is left. But at that time, Konoha is probably about to die. This is really a secret, Mr. Kyosuke, where did you know it? I heard what the white snake fairy said in Longdi Cave. It seemed that a snake happened to see it. Shinjia ran the train with his mouth full. Fairy white snake. Everyone believed it a bit. After all, Konoha was the only one who was able to teach immortality, Jiraiya and Kyosuke, and it was normal to come into contact with some secrets. It's just a difference of thought. It's really good luck to miss the position of Hokage. Hyuga Hinzu sighed. He was able to come over for dinner or was pulled over by Kiyomizu, otherwise, he would not attend such a gathering. It's not a shame to come here, I can hear such secrets. On the night of the accident, all the ninjas in the village arrived, but the old guy didn't even have a ghost shadow, and he didn't even send out the roots. He was just afraid of death. Since he was afraid of death, then hide. I still want the position of Hokage. Hey, it can't be his in this life. Was it because of this? Advertisement: The 5 patriarchs understand why Chingia has been targeting Danzo. It turned out to be this thing, but they don't think there is anything. Everyone is desperately trying to hide. It's really unreasonable for you to be the leader. If such a person becomes Hokage is not a good thing for the village. It is even more devastating for the Uchiha clan. Everyone can see Danzo's malice towards Uchiha. If he is in charge, Uchiha's life will definitely not be better. Nara Shikahisa asked, I don't know why Mr. Kyosuke called the 5 of us here. The 5 of them are the chief patriarchs of the village. Among them, Uchiha and Hyuga are the 2 most powerful ninjas in the village. The 5 ninjas gathered together are a powerful force. Chingia picked up a piece of barbecue and put it in his mouth. It tasted very good. After swallowing it, he said, Today, it's mainly for Naruto. Son for the 4th generation. Yes, it is. Chingia nodded and said, I hope to give this child a healthy and stable growth environment. I don't want him to be rejected by the residents of the village. You are the 5 largest ninjas in Konoha, so I hope your people don't be malicious to this kid. Please. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. 9 tails are 9 tails, and Naruto is Naruto. But the people transferred their hatred of Kyuubi to Naruto, which shouldn't be. Shinzuki doesn't want his youth to grow like this, at least, let him live a little better. Uchiha Tomotaki was the first to express his position, saying, The Uchiha family will naturally not be malicious to the 4th generation children. Please rest assured, Mr. Kyosuke. Hinata will not do this either, Hyuga said. Pig Deer Butterfly will not. Nara Shikamaru expressed his views on behalf of Yamanaka Keiichi and Akimi Mizuza. Then, thank you. The 5 clans were settled, and there was still a group of people who were difficult to deal with. After eating a meal, Shinzuki went to Fuyu's house to hug the young Naruto. Advertisement came to Konoha's most lively place, where the Uchiha people have set up a stand and are maintaining order. Seeing him coming, a Uchiha member said in his ear, Sir Kyosuke, the person you want, we are ready. On the side of the road, some people looked at them curiously, not knowing what to do. Holding Naruto, stood on the stage and shouted, Everyone, stop for a while. People looked over curiously and looked at Kyosuke. Some people recognized that this was the hero of Konoha who fought with Kyuubi that night. Everyone gathered and looked at him, not knowing what he was going to say. Hello everyone, I'm Kyosuke Asakawa. I believe some people should have heard my name. We know you, Master Kyosuke, and the 4 generations of adults who saved Konoha's hero together. Yes. If it weren't for you to hold Kyuubi at the critical moment, the 4 generations of adults would not have time to take Kyuubi away. Master Shinzuki, you are our hero. More and more people gathered in one place, blocking the traffic, and shouting the name of Chingia from the heart. No, Shinzuki said, looking at the more and more residents gathered, the real hero is the 4 generations of adults, Bofeng Shuiman. He whispered, that night, I dragged Kyuubi and was taken away by the 4th generation. It can be said that I was the only one who witnessed the entire process of sealing Kyuubi. The power of 9 tails is really terrible and hard to capture. We can kill it, but if we kill it, the tail beast will respawn in other places. If it is acquired by ninjas in other villages, it will bring terrible disaster to Konoha. For the village, for everyone living here, after careful consideration, Lord Watergate made a sad decision. He, and his wife, used the cost of their lives to seal the behemoth that destroyed Konoha into the body of his child who was just a few hours old. As soon as this statement came out, everyone was shocked. Did the 4th generation of Naruto master make such a big sacrifice, sealing the terrible monster, 9 tails into his son's body? What courage is this, and how painful should the 4 generations of adults feel when they make this choice? Chapter 154. Unlucky for him. Do you know? Shinji's eyes were full of tears, and he looked at the shocked people below. I watched the 4th dame fight to death in front of me, but I couldn't do anything. He entrusted his child to me. It's like a mountain of trust. Ladies and gentlemen, Master Watergate has worked hard for Konoha, dedicated himself to death, and died. Master Watergate. Lord Pratinum, you are good to go all the way. Oh, Lord Watergate must have been in pain at the time? That was his son? The residents below were crying, and the sacrifice of Watergate was something they didn't want to see. Less than 2 years after Mizuno succeeded Hokage, he has done his duty. Konoha is developing in a good direction, and his reputation is gradually rising. Who doesn't like a handsome, capable Naruto? It's a pity that due to the 9 Tails Rebellion, Mizumon died in order to protect Konoha. It's all because of Kyuubi, suddenly someone in the crowd said so. This is like a signal, and more people are showing disgust. Yes, it's all because of Kyuubi. If it weren't for Kyuubi, we wouldn't lose Lord Watergate. Damn 9 Tails. Damn 9 Tails. Kyosuke looked at them and said, Kyuubi's runaway is an accident. It is now locked in this child's body. Please remember that Kyuubi is a Kyuubi, and the child is a child. I hope he has a stable environment. When you grow up, please don't transfer your hatred of Kyuubi to this child. I know that many people have lost their family and friends because of Kyuubi. It is right for you to have hatred for Kyuubi. What I just hope, don't be malicious to this child. He has been lost since he was born. Parents, do you still have to accept your terrible hatred? Everyone bowed their heads. Yes, this child was sacrificed no younger than us. He was just born and lost his parents without seeing his parents' faces. Should he still accept their hatred? Kyosuke just hopes that Naruto can have a good childhood, at least, someone is willing to play with him. He couldn't understand the protection mentioned by Sarutobi Risen in the original book. Hide the identity of Naruto Mizumon's son, let him grow up in the name of the Whirlpool. accept the hatred from the villagers, and win his eyes. If it is not for Luca, there is still joy. Plus he is Ashura Chakra reincarnated. The character is natural and sunny. If you change your personality, it will be darkened long ago. The villages that are malicious towards themselves don't need to wait. Protection. Whenever a spy saw the villagers' treatment of Naruto in Konoha, the blind could recognize it. Advertisement. This remuneration only has the strength of people, so that no one in the village has the same strength. Are the people in the other 4 ninja villages fools? The operation is really funny. So Kyosuke decided to disclose Naruto's identity directly, and made it clear that he is the son of the 4th generation, the 9-tailed man Julie. With his protection, as long as he is not at the shadow level, 1000 will die. Everyone. Kyosuke raised Naruto, let him face the crowd, and said, he is Naruto Hokage, the son of the 4th generation of Naruto Hakasumi, and his small body shoulders the responsibility of protecting the village. He is also Konoha's hero. Naruto. 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 The crowd raised their hands, yelled, screamed, and yelled to the young child. Wow. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Naruto started crying when he was awakened, and Kiyomizu immediately hurriedly coaxed. At this moment, a black-haired man said, such a small child won't let the 9 tails come out. The monster of the 9 tails will hurt us again. A word awakened the dreamer. Everyone calmed down and looked worriedly at the crying Naruto. Kiyomizu looked over and sneered. You are wearing the clothes of the Shimura clan. Are you a member of the Konoha elder Shimura Danzo? The seal built by Lord Mazumon with his life will not run even if the power of the 9 tails is doubled. Come out, it's you instead. He looked at the man and said indifferently, Shimura clan, huh, on the night we guarded Konoha. The elder Shimura Danzo hid underground and did not dare to make a sound. Bah. Returned the elder. The old corpse bit vegetarian food. Hokage. The lord died in battle. He was the first one to jump out to take this child away and use it as a tool to train. He is the son of Lord Hokage. An elder dared to take away the son of Hokage. What a great official power. You, the man flushed, and a group of people looked at him with disgust in their eyes, and some were whispering. Danzo? Is there still this number in our village? Oh, at the same time as the 3 generations of adults, it seems to be the elders, but we don't know what it does. I heard Master Chingia said it's a dry meal. Eat dry food. What do you want him to do? Also want to use Lord Wargate's son as a tool? This kind of person shouldn't be an elder? Yes, that's right, this kind of person shouldn't be an elder. I don't know who suddenly shouted, quit Danzo, advertisement. Stop Danzo. Stop Danzo. Stop Danzo. What's the matter? I didn't let them make trouble. I just told them not to transfer their hatred of Kyuubi to Naruto. I just cursed Danzo. Although they took advantage of the kindness of these people, it did no harm to them. Danzo did nothing good anyway, and the cultivation eradication was used to deal with his own people all day long, and he really didn't do anything famous. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Chinese MTL fanfiction, second element novel can be read at hotmtl novel for free. Just those people. We don't need us anymore. Kyosuke walked off the platform holding Naruto. We have to seek justice for Lord Watergate. Don't let Lord Watergate's family bleed and shed tears. Uchiha Tomotaki admired Kyosuke, and in a few words he could use the power of the people to make Danzo suffer. Such a person is really terrifying. Don't worry, I will let Danzo be dismissed from the position of elder this time. Do you want to watch him abolish the Uchiha clan? Arrange for a few people to take a rhythm and a relaxed group. Does Naruto's dark part eat dry rice? However, Danzo is nothing but bad luck for him. Uchiha Tomotaki came over and asked, Mr. Kyosuke, is this really good? Go to the Hokage building. The voice was higher than the other. Shinji, hey, the hearts of the people can be used. The people from Konoha Police Department looked over, and the situation seemed a bit out of control. When they looked at Shinzuki, they found that he gave himself a look and symbolically shouted, don't make any noise, this is not a noisy place. Train spies. More and more people gathered, and spontaneously went to the Hokage building. I understand. Yeah, this is a pedestrian street. Go to the Hokage building. Let the 3 generations of adults give us an explanation. Chapter 155. Wrong. Naruto office. Sarutobi Hizen was dealing with the village's affairs. At this time, an Anbu ninja appeared and said, 3 generations of adults, a group of ordinary civilians are coming to the Hokage building, saying that they want to seek justice for the 4th generation of adults. Justice? What kind of justice? Sarutobi Hitoshi said incomprehensibly. Anbu ninja explained what Kyosuke had just given in the pedestrian street. Sarutobi squeezed his eyebrows and said, this stinky boy will cause me trouble. Go check that person from the Shimura clan. Yes. The Anbu ninja disappeared. Sarutobi Risen stood up and came to the window. He had seen a group of people gathered together. It seemed that there were quite a few people. He hurriedly went down to comfort these civilians, but it was a pity that these civilians were making a lot of noise. He wanted Sarutobi to oust Danzo. This guy was in charge and didn't do human affairs. He thought about some bullshit things all day, which would be harmful to Konoha. The crowd gathered more and more, and Sarutobi Risen was difficult to cope with, and finally had to delay a few days, saying that he would definitely give everyone an explanation. After sending those people away, Sarutobi Heiichi had an old face black, and said, call me Kyosuke. Not long after, Kyosuke came to Hokage's office and saw the dark-faced Sarutobi Hizumi, and asked, 3 generations of adults, are you calling me in such a hurry for what? Is there an S-level mission? There is no S-level mission. What, have you stabbed me again? Nothing. Then what happened to those people today? I don't know, they came here spontaneously. Maybe it was because the elder Danzang was upset? Shinzuki still kept smiling, and he was very happy when he could add a block to Danzang's heart. What is the purpose of your speech today? Kyosuke suddenly realized, and said, well, I just tell everyone not to transfer the hatred of Kyuubi to a child, to create a healthy growth environment for Naruto, and let him regard himself as a member of Konoha. After all, Lord Naruto didn't want Naruto to accept the hatred from everyone from childhood to adulthood, and resentment in his heart, and finally defected out of the village with Kyuubi. This is not a good thing. Ren Juli's growth environment is harsh. Everyone does not hide their maliciousness. Kushina also grew up in such an environment. Advertisement, that doesn't mean that Naruto should have grown up in such an environment. Kyosuke shook his head. The child is a blank piece of paper, and it will be dyed because of the surrounding environment. Does Naruto want Naruto to accept everyone's resentment? Grow up? Become a person with a dark heart? No, I didn't mean that. Sarutobi shook his head. From the starting point, Kyosuke's approach is good, but it involves Danzo. Danzo has contributed a lot to this village. I know you have resentment against him because of Kyuubi's affairs, but you shouldn't let ordinary people who don't know the truth make trouble. I don't. It is the Shimura clan who is inducing everyone to continue to fear Naruto and make everyone hostile to Naruto. This is not a good thing for Konoha. At this time, an Anbi ninja returned, whispered a few words in Sarutobi's ear and disappeared. Sarutobi sighed and said, I see, this incident can be regarded as Danzo's own responsibility, and someone in his family is adding to his troubles. He asked the people in Anbi to check. The Shimura at the time did indeed go to Kyosuke's speech and said those things. Afterwards, Anbi found him and found no trace of illusion, which means that the person really said it. Then, this matter is not a question of Chingia. Let you take a trip, you can go back first. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. The next day, Konoha's bulletin board stated impressively, Shimura Danzo resigned as Elder Konoha due to malfeasance. Sarutobi gave the residents a satisfactory answer, and everything was fine. Shinzuki snorted, 3 generations really know how to play. Retired as Elder Konoha, but still retains the positions of Naruto Assistant and Root Leader. The position of Elder is optional. The most important thing is Naruto Assistant and Root Leader. Among them, the top priority is the position of Root Leader. The Root organization hides deeper than the Anbu, and what it does is even more opaque. It is said that it is the Anbu training department, but it is actually the Anbu of the training group hiding itself. He is the darkness of the village. Sarutobi Hazaki also acquiesced to this. It's cheaper for them. If you mess with me again, they will move over. Let the Shimura clan move. This matter is still not enough. Danzo cannot let the Shimura clan move to Konoha prison, but he suffered a loss. The goal of the clearing agency has also been achieved. These days, let things rest. He came to Uchiha Tamataki's house again today to have a meal, and then found out that Uchiha Tamataki was not there, and Mikoto had gone out on business, leaving Itachi to take care of the 2 children. This pair of parents have such a big heart. Although Itachi is very precocious, is it really good to hand over the child to the elder son? Advertisement Naruto was still asleep, and Itachi was coaxing with the 2 pillars. The younger brother was holding his younger brother with a satisfied expression. He deserves to be the Uchiha clan who is rich in younger brothers. Speaking of it, this seems to be inherited. The 6 Tao immortals also seem to be the younger brother, and then passed it to his son Indra, who was also the younger brother at first, and then became a distorted younger brother because of Heiju's bluffing and the change of Shilanyan. Passed down from generation to generation, Uchiha Madara is also the younger brother, and now he is here again. By the way, Itachi, are you really busy taking care of Naruto and Sasuke? It's okay. Naruto eats a lot and sleeps a lot, so it's better to coax, but I don't know why. He and Sasuke seem to get along well, and they will fight together when they sleep together. 2 little ghosts who were born not long ago just fought, and there was nothing. By the way, you are almost reaching school age, right? Well, I will go to school in a while, Itachi nodded and said. Well, time is really fast. It's been several years since I went to school. Thinking back to the days when I was in school. Well, what did I learn in school? Recalling carefully, it seems that what I learned in the ninja school is basically returned to the school teacher. Mr. Kyosuke, is the school interesting? It's okay, at least you will make friends. You should also make friends at your age, but you can't have no friends at all. In that way, childhood is meaningless. Children should enjoy childhood. After all, this is only one time. Friends? Okay, let's go to dinner, I'll treat. But what about Sasuke and Naruto? Let's sleep at home. I don't believe that the 3 generations didn't put the Anbu to protect Naruto around here. I know. Chapter 156. Master and Apprentice Cut Off. Kakashi has been a little distracted these days, and he doesn't know what he is thinking. Even Shinji and the others are looking for him to have dinner. The whole person is very worried, and they don't know what they're thinking. After eating, he was walking on the road with Kakashi, and suddenly he asked, Kyosuke, you said, is the death of Teacher Watergate because of 3 generations of adults? Huh? What's the matter? Danzo is looking for you? How do you know? Do you suspect that Ms. Watergate's death was a strategy of 3 generations of adults? Shinzuki asked, touching his chin. Yes, Danzo-sama said that this was a strategy of 3 generations of adults, in order to get him back to the position of Naruto. Kakashi said. I know it's hard to believe, but the more you think about it, the more you think it's true, because the younger generation can't make it. Yes. Kakashi nodded. But think about it, among the younger generation, except I can resist Kyuubi, everyone else will only die. Shinzuki looked at him and wondered. You are usually smart. Why is it because of Danzo's words? And the heart is shaken? I can't let go of my teacher's death. Shinzuki saw it and said, Danzo is not a good bird, don't be fooled by him. I see. I'm a little tired these days. Kakashi shook his head and said, it looks like I need a vacation. It's time to take a vacation long ago. Look at me, even Anbu won't go. Mingming joined Anbu, but in fact, he didn't participate in any other missions except for the task of protecting 9 Shinai. Just the B**************** D who hangs a name in Anbi. Kakashi looked at him with dead eyes and said, you guy is ashamed to say that since the establishment of Anbi, there has been no such person as you, a guy who doesn't work with a salary. Ha ha ha, I will go to 3rd generation in a few days to quit this position. Although Anbu's salary is not bad, forget it, that's it for him. Now he is not short of money at all. By the way, do you know anyone other than the 1st generation adults who can use Mu Dun? As a disciple of Oshimaru, Kyosuke should know something he didn't know. Okay. Did you meet Yamato? Advertisement. Kyosuke said. How do you say, the 1st generation of adults in the Mudden Ninja world is the only one that no one can learn. This is a secret technique that belongs to him alone. In order to control this power, Konoha has also done some shady experiments. What, did you encounter a test product before? I don't know, but when I went to the Root organization, I ran into a teenager who could use Mu Dun. Oh, it looks like Danzo wants the power to control the tail beast. Not only the secret technique of wood escape, but also the writing round eyes. Danzo's plot is not small. How old? About 10 years old. Shinzuki was silent for a while, and Yamato, who is now the Root person who can use the wood escape secret technique, was the product of the experiment of Oshimaru. He thought it failed, but was picked up by Danzo for a bargain. Dashuan blood loss. Speaking of it, recently some Sha Ren and Zhang Ren in the village began to disappear one after another. The number reached more than 60 people. Danzo and Oshimaru took these people abducted for experimentation and used them in their experiments. It seems that they have defected from Oshimaru. Time is not far away. Don't worry about this matter, don't talk about it. What do you want to do with Danzo? Kakashi was silent for a while, confirmed that there was no one around, and said, I told Danzo about the itinerary of the 3 generations of adults. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Good guy, you are asking Danzo to assassinate Sarutobi Hisaki. No, forget it, it won't succeed anyway. Forget it, you can do it yourself. Aren't you afraid of Danzo's successful assassination? Kakashi asked. Kyosuke looked at him and said, Kakashi, the reason why 3 generations can become Hokage is not because of his good temper. 3 generations do not eat dry rice. I see. Kakashi understood it, and said goodbye to Chingia. What exactly he did was not known. Shinzuki did not go home, but came to the experimental base of Dashuan. Hongdu went home and went to sleep. Shinzuki opened the door and entered. Dashuan, who hadn't seen him for a long time, was experimenting. Under the shadowless lamp, he conscientiously dissected the newly acquired material. Advertisement. Oh, isn't this my lovely disciple? Why come to me free? Dashuan said in his magnetic voice without turning his head back. Always come and see what my teacher is doing. Teacher, the missing people in the village are because of you, right? Dashimaru said, they are good experimental materials. By the way, sir, joining forces with Danzo is to seek skin with the tiger. If something goes wrong, he will abandon you without hesitation. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Chinese MTL fanfiction, second element novel can be read at hotmtl novel for free. He knows that one day his deeds will be revealed and will cause trouble to Shinzuki, so let this trouble be smaller. Even if it's yourself, I see, teacher, I wish you success. For him, the village has already become an obstacle to his pursuit of the truth. When the experiment in hand is completed, he will leave Konoha by himself. Da Shi-wan chose to break contact with herself. Yes, it's just not necessary. The clear interface is expressionless. His eyes are no longer on a village or a country, but on the truth. In order to pursue the truth, he can pay all the price. Kaisuke-san, when you are small, your structure is still small. With a special physique, you should not focus on a village, but on the whole world. You can pursue more powerful power. A strong light burst out from the middle, and the voice was bewitching. I know exactly what that man is thinking. Shinjia, it's the same question, would you like to go with me? I refuse. I'm Konoha's ninja, teacher. It's not that time yet, right? Kyosuke sat down and said, you can't walk away by splashing dirty water on Danzo. So, sir, I still hope you stay in Konoha as Sanin. Shinjia asked. Teacher, my vision is very short-sighted. I can't see the world you see. I don't want to pursue the so-called truth. Eternal life will consume everything I have. I hope to live as a human being. Die. When I die, my family can surround me, nothing more. Dashimaru shook his head and said, there are too many limitations in the village. Sooner or later, I will take the initiative to leave. Is this the life you yearn for? Oshimaru chuckled and said, then, I understand. Kyosuke-san, don't come here anymore. Keep your distance from me, it's better for you. I walked out of Dashuan's laboratory and said goodbye to this master who had taken care of myself for many years. Oshimaru will definitely defect. Even if he doesn't defect, he will leave Konoha by himself. Chapter 157. Asma Confession Plan. Kaisuke, I want to leave Konoha. This is the first sentence of Asma after seeing Shinzuki in the morning. Shinji's whole person is Mongolian. What happened? Why did Asma leave Konoha? Is he willing to be read? You didn't wake up? Shinji asked. No, I'm very awake. Are you the one who didn't wake up? Asma looked at Chingjia silently, in her pajamas, still holding the quilt. Do you still know? What time is it now? At 7:30. I'm on vacation. Can I sleep for a while? Shinzuki yelled with the alarm clock. Sorry. Wait for me a bit. Get up and change clothes to wash, cook a bowl of instant noodles, and add 2 eggs. Let's talk about it. What's the matter with you? The most important thing for the village is not Hokage, Asma said nonchalantly. Kyosuke understood that, considering Asma's age, he was also in the rebellious period, and it was estimated that he had a quarrel with Sarutobi Hidezen. I said, are you sure you want to go outside? Yes, I'm going to be a candidate to protect the daimyo, and go to the country of fire to protect the daimyo, Asma said. Originally, Sarutobi Hisaki sent Onbi to the land of fire to protect the daimyo, but because of the Danzo assassination, it was temporarily shelved and decided to select some ninjas from the village to go to the land of fire to protect the daimyo. You're like this. Sizzle. Have you considered? Sizzle. Red? Shinzuki said vaguely while eating the noodles. Red? What's wrong with red? It's nothing, it's just that you are not there. There's a gap next to Hong, in case there is a handsome, good-tempered boy who suits her appetite, Ah this. Asma was speechless, gritted her teeth, and said, then I will bless her. Kyosuke. Advertisement I'm going, is your kid still this kind of person? That's not right. Face this situation according to the boy's usual degree of care for red. The possibility of staying is too great. What's the matter? Just listen to Asma said. The man you were talking about, Konoha should be only you, Kyosuke. If it is you, you can definitely make Hong happy. I will bless you. Shinzuki ate the instant noodles and gave Asma a thumbs up. He wiped his mouth with 2 mouthfuls, then slapped Asma's head with a slap, cursing, hole. You think who am I? If I want to have an idea about red, I still have your turn. She is my girlfriend now. Who do you think of me? Asma said awkwardly, sorry, my heart is messed up. Kyosuke let go of him and said, I don't care what you said to your old man. If you really want to leave Konoha, you can bid farewell to Hong. Show your heart, don't come back then. Hong is holding the baby. You just say a word I can't say I like it. You mean confession? Otherwise, Kyosuke sat down, folded his hands and folded his chin on top, his eyes deep. Asma, you have to remember that my date has been in a few years. Asma opened her mouth. She wanted to refute, but she thought it made sense. This kid was still able to pick up girls during the Jongnin exam, my role model. Maybe he gave some guidance, the good thing he had with Hong. If it succeeds, Kyosuke, you are my benefactor, and you will host my wedding with Hong. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Haven't confessed this yet, just thinking about the wedding? You are a member of Taobao.com? Lu Genjong is the righteousness made in your mouth? But forget it, help him. Are you sure you want to go to the country of fire? Yes, I have already decided. The old man can't stop me, I said. Asma patted his chest. Shinzuki thought for a while, this kid will become the guardian of the daimyo in the future. Wearing a fire emblem shows his excellence. Let him go if he is allowed to go. Anyway, it is not himself who will marry Hong in the future. The path he chose by himself will be finished with tears in his mouth. Asma is the son of 3 generations of Naruto Tobihiro. He was full of longing for his father but mixed with prejudices. He didn't want to follow the path that his father planned for him. He decided to go out of Konoha and take a look at the outside world. What is the difference between Naruto and daimyo? Let's go home and change your clothes and then go find Hong. Direct confession? Of course. Shinzuki said of course. You have been with Hong for a long time. She treats you as a comrade in arms, and she might not regard you as someone who can fall in love in her heart. Therefore, you must first confess and change her mind. The inherent impression of you, even if she leaves, can make her think of you. Over time, the possibility of friendship transforming into love is greatly increased. Advertisement after learning and learning, is this the big guy who can pick up girls on the Jongnin exam? Asma hates him for not learning from him all the time. What am I missing? Hello, what is your look? Look at the look in the eyes of the scumbag. Shinzuki, you guy might become like Uncle Jiraiya in the future. Mom, I'm going to find you a daughter-in-law. That's it, let's go first, she's still waiting for me. Don't you believe me? Shinjia said. You go back first and change into more formal clothes. I will help you buy flowers in the flower shop, and by the way help you make an appointment with Red. Oh, that's great. He took the rose, paid the money, and asked the shadow clone to find Hong. I don't know. Shinzuki said with a smile. Who knows, if she wants to come, I will accompany her. If she doesn't want to, I won't force others. I believe. Shaking his head, he didn't worry about this matter anymore. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Chinese MTL fanfiction, second element novel can be read at hotmtl novel for free. Really, I don't know if Yi Kang survived, but I haven't heard about the feud between Cheyenne Village and Wuyan Village in the Third Ninja World War. Don't compare me with that pervert, Shinzuki shouted. By the way, isn't your date from Cheyenne Village? Will she really come? Lake Biwa. Daughter-in-law? Is this child already at this age? Yes. The lady proprietor of the flower shop hugged her newly born child, picked up a handful of roses, and said with a smile, this is more suitable. A big event. The shadow clone said solemnly. I like a girl. I am going to confess today. Hong, can you help me check it out? Come with me. Can you help me on the side? Hong was arranging flowers at home, and when she saw Chingjia, she asked in confusion, do you have anything to do with me, Chingjia? Asma happily went home and changed her clothes. The injured Lake Bua looked at her son in confusion and said, Asma, what are you going to do? The clothes are changed in the morning. Why are they changed again? The washing is very troublesome. Chingjia came to a flower shop and asked, are there any roses? It's for confession. Chapter 158 Confession meets old man. Hearing that Shinzuki was about to confess, Han suddenly became interested. A girl of this age can't help but be interested in love. Didn't you expect that Shinzuki will have a girl you like so soon? Wait, isn't it normal that this guy has a girl he likes? What he did in the Chunin test was shocked by everyone's eyes. Yes, but who do you want to confess? Han wants to know whose girl can let Shinzuki confess. You'll know when you go, the Ching interface said without changing the color. Okay. Putting down the flower arranging tools, Han put on his shoes and went to the edge of a pond with him. A long and straight black girl sitting by the pond, her back slender, Kyosuke and Hong hiding in the grass. Han asked, is that him? Yes. Chingsuk's body arrived, holding a bunch of flowers. The Asma people around him were stupid. Didn't they say that I was asked to confess? Why did you become this guy? Does he want to confess to Hong? Be calm, I'll let you confess later. Whispered in Asma's ear, and then smiled. Wait a second. Before long, Lin, Kakashi, and Kei arrived, and even Red Bean was found by Chingjia. Kakashi stared dead fish-eyed and said, what is it for me? I finally took a vacation. Lin is usually very busy. Lin's injury has healed, because Naruto is still young and she is not very good at taking care of her, so she is still working at Konoha Hospital, and she usually works a lot. Kaisuke, are you going to have a youthful duel with me? Kai didn't know what was going on, and his blood became enthusiastic. Yes, brother, I'm also very busy. There are still a lot of experiments in Teacher Dashawan that I need to prepare, Hongdu said dissatisfied. I want to confess, you help me. After hearing this, everyone looked at him like a ghost. You? This is Kakashi. Any girl you like? Come on, Kyosuke. This is Lin. Oh, is this youth? I'm burning up. This is Kei. Brother, do you confess that you will not fail? This is Red Bean. Hey, what's the matter with your suspicious eyes? I'm just confessing. Walk around and be an audience for me, Kyosuke said with a rose. Okay. Go and go. Just consider it to support you. Chingjia, come on. Advertisement. Everyone followed Shinzuki and came to the edge of the pond. The black long straight girl turned her head and showed a beautiful face. Seeing Shinsuke's arrival, she stood up expressionlessly and said, Kaisuke, what are you looking for? Of course it is a confession, Miss Yoko. I have liked you for a long time. Please be my girlfriend, please. Holding up the flowers, the tone was sincere, and the people behind him secretly cheered for Shinzuki. Sorry, Kyosuke, you are a good person. The girl shook her head slightly, her expression unchanged. Damn, although it is fake, why does it sound so uncomfortable? Everyone showed regret. Kyosuke sighed and said, in this case, I won't beg you, Miss Yoko. Well, I am embarrassed. That's nothing, after all, it was not me who confessed today. Not you? Who is that? Asma's eyes are bright, but she didn't expect such a reversal? Kyosuke said that he squeezed the rose into Asma's hand and kicked the bend of Asma's leg, making him kneel in front of Hong on one knee, and said, this guy is the one who confessed. Bang. Miss Yoko disappeared all of a sudden. She was Kyosuke's shadow clone. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Hong was still in shock, and she turned around too fast, catching her off guard. You stupid. Why don't you confess it? Shinzuki slapped Asma's back with a slap of hatred for iron and steel, and he grinned in pain. He hurriedly reacted with a sincere tone and serious expression. Red, promise me, I have always loved you. Red opened his mouth, and didn't know what to do for a while. The teammates who got along day and night liked him or something. Asma, you idiot, confess that you have to choose a better place. Just as he was about to answer, a middle-aged ninja carrying a knife came, and the old man with a horse-faced face exuded black energy. Kyosuke. Red. Several others. Yuri was really red on Asma's shoulders, in a deep tone. Asma, you need to know, confess this kind of thing, you can't be so sloppy. Also, my family's red age is still young, and it's not about it yet. When you are in love. Asma. How to do? When I confessed, I met the old man and waited online. I was very anxious. Looking at Shinzuki as if asking for help, he found that this guy was watching his nose and his heart, as if it had nothing to do with him. Kyosuke, what are you doing? Kyosuke, advertisement. Why are you just watching? We are obviously close friends. Have you betrayed? Because of getting up in a hurry, my body is already pineapple. Sorry, Asma. OMOUB ********* D. Asma was dragged away by Yuri Zhenheng into the small woods, and then screamed. Everyone. A.H. Han laughed, picked up the flowers on the ground, and said to Kyosuke, you made the idea, right? Such a beautiful operation can only be done by Shinzuki. The confession is my idea, but the appearance of teacher Zhenheng is not my business. Unexpectedly, Yuri Zhenheng would appear here. It was beyond his expectation, but it was good. This time it played a better role than he thought. When Han saw his dad, he could think of Aussie who was beaten. Ma, then I can think of today's confession. The effect is remarkable. At this time, Asma should yell. Thanks for the assist sent by Lao Zhongren. Of course, he has no time to shout out now, because he is being beaten. Crackling. I'm gone. Everyone didn't have lunch for lunch? I'll ask you to eat barbecue. Asma gave the meal. Oh, let's go. It's gone, there's nothing to look at. Kaisuke, you really know how to play, ha ha ha, who am I? I'm Asakawa Kyosuke. Kyosuke laughed and brought everyone to the rotisserie. Asuma came over with a blue nose and swollen face, and found that the red was not there, and asked, "Where is the red?" "Go home." "Damn it, Kyosuke, you guy actually gave up and ran away." "I don't want to be caught and beaten by Teacher Zhenhong, Asuma, you know, confession is not that simple," Shinzuki said with a deep face. "Our goal has been achieved, and after that, you will say goodbye to Hong. Farewell." Everyone looked at Asuma and didn't understand the meaning. Asuma said, "I am going to protect the daimyo, and I may not come back for several years." Chapter 159. S-level tasks. After eating a barbecue, Asuma left and went to Hong's home, ready to say goodbye. The next morning, everyone came to the gate to see him off. Lake Biwa and Shinosuke are also there. I tidy up my son's collar, and instructs. Take care of yourself outside, don't eat randomly, don't go to some strange places, and stay away from the 3 forbidden ninjas. Mom, you have said it several times at home, I know. Shinosuke said, take care of yourself, it's not that simple for the Daming House. Oh, got it, brother. He looked behind Shinosuke, but did not see the figure he wanted to see. With a cold snort, Kyosuke threw a package to him and said, Konoha's snacks, save some snacks on the road. If you want to eat, right back, I will let someone take it for you. Thanks. I took the package and opened it, and found that Shinzuki likes to eat all of them. With a black face, he asked, why do you like to eat all of them? Nonsense, how do I know what you like to eat? Of course I buy what I like to eat. There is reason in evidence, and there is reason in evidence. B*****************. D. Obviously I know what you like to eat. Don't even know what I like to eat, are you still my best friend? Hong walked forward, took out a small bag to him, and said, this is the wound medicine bag I prepared. Take care of yourself. Well, I will cherish it. Asuma smiled embarrassingly. In the farewell last night, how should I say, he used his feet to dig the floor all the way, and he was awkwardly digging out the 3 rooms in one hall. Okay, I should set off too. Waved to his family and friends, and followed Konoha's other ninjas who went to the daimyo palace to protect the daimyo. Be careful on the road, right back when you miss home. Lake Biwa said loudly. Got it, Asuma responded loudly, her figure drifting away. Naruto office advertisement. Sarutobi Hizumi stared at the window, not knowing what he was thinking. Kyosuke pushed in and saw this scene and said, 3 generations of adults, Asuma has been gone for almost half a year, you can't even look at it, arrived. Ahem, no, I'm just looking at how Konoha's reconstruction work is. Sarutobihiro used a cough to cover up his embarrassment, and would never say that he was worried about his son. The old father who was not good at expressing his emotions, plus the rebellious son, will definitely go wrong. When Asuma's rebellious period has passed, I believe the two will get back together. However, it takes time. I'm looking for you this time for one thing. He took out a task scroll and handed it to him, with an S written on it, indicating that it was an S-level task. Kyosuke's eyes lit up, it's hard to come by, he actually has the time to perform an S-level mission. Sarutobi Rishi said, you go to the country of Yuno. Recently, Tangjin village was attacked by unknown forces and suffered heavy losses. Many people were killed by physical skills. Some special marks were also found on the scene. Tang Renkun couldn't help it, so he asked Konoha for help. Tang Ren village has fallen, and they have no choice but to ask Konoha for help. I see, it looks like they are already gone. This kind of situation can be dealt with by themselves. S-class? I took it. I took the quest scroll and opened it. The above request was to find the person who seriously injured Tangren village and cut the roots. Photos of the scene are included. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi, this is. He found that the dead ninjas in the photo were lying on a circle drawn by blood. There is also a complete mark, under the circle, a triangle is nested. You know? Well, the cult of Tangren village, Lin and Hong have been kidnapped before. Teacher Watergate and I have met before. Didn't they expect to be there? It's really dangerous. Shaking his head, said, they have special abilities, so I can go. Then leave it to you. Okay. After putting away the mission scroll, Kiyomizu went home and packed some clothes, and then left Konoha. Well, speaking of it, let's play in Tangren village for a few days after it's finished, it's just a vacation. Thinking of this, he moved quickly on the tree. After a few days of work, I finally came to the country of Yunokuni. The one who came to the joint was a ninja from Yunan village and said, Konoha's messenger, thank you for coming. Advertisement, it's nothing. Hokage-sama's mission is nothing. Shinzuki shook his head, keeping a high level of coldness, and keeping a distance from this Tang Ren. Although this guy is a weak one, he can't cause any trouble to himself, but he must guard against others. Things abound. That, are you alone? The receptionist Tang asked incomprehensibly. I'll be enough. Hearing the words, Tang Ren felt that Konoha had underestimated Tangren village. Even if it was declining, it was still Shinin village. How could this be? Someone grabbed him and said in a low voice, this is Konoha's big killer, comparable to a tail beast. If it weren't for him, he is now Konoha's 5th generation Hokage. He can come, Konoha is already right, we respect it. What? So powerful. Of course, the 3rd generation of Shuiying knows. It was in his hands, because he killed 3 generations of Shuiying alone and accelerated the end of the 3rd Ninja World War. He is a hero with the same fame as the 4th generation of Naruto. Some people gave Mengxin popular science the deeds of clear introduction, led them from the beginning of unrestrained to worship and awe. As long as you are strong enough, there will be people in awe of you wherever you go. Take me to their nearest attack location. I want to finish the task quickly. Then I am going on vacation. The commission for this S-level mission is very high, and I can get a large commission. Okay, please come with us. Several Tang Ren led the way and brought Qingjie to a forest. The ground was dried up blood, painted with special patterns of Cthulhu, and it was the scene of Cthulhu's sacrifice at a glance. Have you checked their whereabouts? I can't find them, they are hiding well. Tang Ren shook his head and said, moreover, they kill people regularly. Not only the ninjas of Tangren village, but also some civilians will die in their hands. We sent many people encircled and suppressed, but in the end they did not come back. It looks like there should be a lot of people. Even if Tangren village is abandoned, the large number of people will not be so easy to break the halberd and sink into the sand. This shows that the followers of Cthulhu have developed a lot over the years. Because of the power of the Cthulhu, this group of people has strong physical skills, plus Tangren village has fallen, and most of the ninjas are weak. Just this group of ninjas who came to pick up the upper ninja, Konoha's more powerful middle ninja can deal with it, and those middle ninjas are not as good as Konoha's lower ninja. Tang Renkun had forgotten the war, and his combat power began to decline. No wonder he asked Konoha for help. Forget it, don't worry about them, just find those guys and talk about it. Chapter 160 Chase the Cthulhu cult is still active in Tongjibo. Their doctrine is, kill everyone around you. So after meeting someone, first ask if you can join the Cthulhu cult, and if you don't join, you will sacrifice to the so-called Cthulhu Lord. It is very rampant, and Tang Renkun is completely ignored. The village of Tang Ren had fallen, and the combat power dropped sharply. There was no way to take the Cthulhu, so I had to ask Konoha's ninjas to come and help. Anyway, only a commission was required. These commissions were nothing compared to the dead and wounded ninjas. The cost of cultivating a ninja is really too great. Yunokuni is rich in tourism resources. In peacetime, there is a steady stream of tourists coming and going, bringing in a lot of economic income. To put it bluntly, it is rich in wealth and not bad for money. It is because of this that Shinzuki can be invited over. Rich, capricious, with the money to do things, Shinzuki began to look for traces of the Cthulhu. One by one, he rushed out, using the crowd tactics, let alone a Cthulhu for him. The body caught the cultist who was beaten up by the clone and asked, "Where's your headquarters?" Watergate had killed their leader before, but he didn't expect these guys to make a comeback again. I won't say even if I killed it, the Cthulhu was quite hard-spirited. Oh, the bones are quite hard? I like hard bones the most. Crackling. Where is the headquarters? I won't say it to death. Crackling. Quickly, where's the headquarters? I won't say it to death. Crackling. Where's the headquarters? Hit. Got it. Crackling. After a meal of oiler, Kyosuke used an unskilled illusion technique and began to ask where the Cthulhu headquarters was. However, it was discovered that this kid was just a peripheral member. He only knew where the joint was, and had no idea where the headquarters was. Advertisement. You said you don't know what is hard gas. He twisted the man's neck, fed him the snake, and then went to the joint site. The meeting point is a small town more than 10 kilometers from here, famous for its hot spring eggs, but Kyosuke is not interested in this. When I came to a house that looked a little shabby, I looked at the closed door, patted the door, and shouted, "FBI, open the door." No one answered inside. Shingjie kicked the door open, sweeping pornography. "Raise your hands to me." The man stands on the left, the woman stands on the right, and neither man nor the woman stands in the middle. Show the real estate certificate, ID card and other valid documents. There are no lights in the house and it is very quiet. Yo roar. Just when Kyosuke was about to perceive, a figure jumped down from upstairs with a blood-red giant sickle in his hand. With a strong wave, Kyosuke split into two. Looking at Shingjie who was divided, the man said disdainfully, "What? That's it, it's not interesting at all." "What? That's it, it's not interesting at all." On the ground, Kyosuke's lower body stood up, and Kyosuke's upper body got up, holding his hands together, and connected his body. The picture was very frightening. It is recommended that children watch with their parents. The guy who attacked on the opposite side was also frightened by this scene and said loudly, "What kind of monster are you?" "I'm a human being, I'm a fake replacement, but now, it's your god of death. Destiny is here. Hand over the first level." Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. The flame condensed into a big sword, clenched with both hands, and swung it down sharply. Pouch. A big head shot up into the sky, blood was spilled, and the skull rolled to the side with an unbelievable expression on his face. Shinzuki grabbed the bloody sickle and waved it a few times. He found that it was quite good. The heat induction started. In the middle, 15 figures appeared, all locked by him. "Wake up, hunt for the moment." With a kick on his legs, he jumped up to the second floor, waved the giant sickle, rushed into the wall, penetrated the body of a Cthulhu, and drew out the sickle. The three heretic cultists rushed forward, holding a short black spear in their hands. These three guys were full of enthusiasm and shouted in their mouths, "Come on, become my sacrifice to Lord Cthulhu. Ha ha ha. Accept death. Go to die, accept this sweet death." These three guys are full of flaws in Shinsuke's eyes. He has 100 ways to kill them, but he chooses the simplest one. Wield the sickle. The blade of the sickle easily tore their bodies open, and immediately the blood was spilled on the spot, meeting their Cthulhu lord. Advertisement. It seems that these guys have developed a lot of people over the years. Stepping on the blood and corpses, they started hunting. The screams followed, the clear interface did not change, like a god of death, using a sickle to take their lives. He left a middle-aged man who was blind with one eye, strangled his throat, lifted him up, pressed him against the wall, and said, "Tell me, where's your headquarters? I want to drink with your leader. Chat. I won't betray the hierarch by killing me. Hey tilde so, your Cthulhu's bones are quite hard." The last guy the first pressed for questioning said the same. Cthulhu is a group of lunatics, and those who can dominate this group of lunatics must be lunatics. I didn't expect the Cthulhu leader is so powerful, so that the followers will not betray them. Gee, it's troublesome. Crackling. Say or not? Did not say. Crackling. After a vicious beating, he used illusion techniques to control the Cthulhu who was weakened in spirit. He is not proficient in illusion. To control a person needs to weaken their mental power. A severe beating is the best choice. After asking about the headquarters, the group of guys in the house were burned clean. Is the headquarters in the south of Unokuni? He is now located closer to the country of thunder. Originally, this group of gays had always been on the southern border of the country of Tangzi. Now they're heading to the south, and it is easy to meet those guys. In other words, why did Tangren village look for Konoha instead of the closer Yenyan village? I don't quite understand the behavior of this group of guys, but now that they have accepted the task, they must complete it well. If you encounter someone from Yenyan village, you will have to bite the bullet. Anyway, that group of gays can't help themselves. Thinking of this, I set off for the southern part of Unokuni. Money is not so easy to earn, especially for S-level tasks. It is even harder to earn money. If it is good, you don't need to be rated as S-level. Who made me be born to toil? Thinking about it this way, speed up his journey. It would take a day for him to get there at his current speed, but it didn't matter. Yuhei Fungao was just ready to do it. It would be better if the flying section was inside, to avoid Asma's death in the hands of this place in the future. It seems that Fei Duan is also from the Cthulhu cult. Chapter 161. What a small world, a small town in the south of Unokuni. This town is famous for its beautiful scenery, coupled with the steaming hot springs, attracting many foreign tourists to visit here, but recently there have been frequent disappearances of foreigners, which has affected the business here. Kioske came to this town, hotels were everywhere, and pedestrians came and went on the street, with people from various countries, such as the black skin of the country of thunder, the shark teeth of the country of water, and the country of the wind wearing a face towel to sell gold dust people. That guy said the headquarters is here. I don't know if it has been evacuated. Although Cthulhu is rampant, they also know that their power is limited. They still choose to shoot and change places, knowing that the location of the headquarters is easy to be exposed, so will often transfer. I felt an awkward look behind him, and some familiar chakras turned his head, but found that it was Yi Kang who hadn't seen him for a long time. It's been a long time, Yi Kang. I didn't expect you to be alive. Yi Kang's face turned dark, and he really didn't want to deal with this guy Kioske. Why could he not speak so much? I haven't seen it for a few years, and the original Ye Kang has also undergone amazing changes. If you want to describe it, it is from the plain to the hill, and it will definitely become a high mountain in the future due to the impact of plate movement. The human body is always so magical. I don't want to see you at all. Yi Kang snorted, turned his head and left. Shinzuki shook his head and suddenly asked, "Are you going to the land of water?" No comment. If it's not, it's best not to go, you may die. Shinzuki kindly reminded him, but he didn't die at this time when he wanted to come to Yi Kang. Yi Kang took the students with him when he died, although I don't know why the surname of Wuyan village asked Yi Kang to send him to death. It is clear that the country of wind and the country of water are separated by the country of Sichuan, a huge country of fire, a country of waves, and a wide sea. It is impossible to fight. Even if it was the first war of Ninja World known as Chaos War, the only real cross-regional warfare was a fight between Wuyan village and Yanyan village. The second generation eyes of both sides died together, and the third generation movie took their place, and the Kingdom of Wind has always been the identity of the little brother, and it is impossible to fight against the country of water that can't be beaten by the 8 poles. After all, the climate in the Kingdom of Wind is not friendly at all to the people in Wuyan village. Can you look forward to my order? Yi Kang said angrily. I'm also good to persuade you, don't believe your 4th generation funging too much, this is a suggestion for you, after all, I still want to date you in the future. You be asterisk 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 D, advertisement. Speaking of this Yi Kang, I didn't get angry. At that time, I was still young, and I didn't expect to be fooled by this ghost animal guy. I actually dated 10 years later. Now every time I think about it, I feel embarrassed. Cut out 3 rooms and 1 hall on the ground with your feet. Did you come to fight? No, I'm here to perform the task. Kioske smiled. It is impossible to tell what the specific task is. The ninja has a high degree of confidentiality for the task and must not be revealed. It's like Yi Kang wouldn't tell Shinzuki where she was going. Okay, I'm going to perform the task. I must live well and don't go to Wuyan village. Kindly reminded, Kiyomizu smiled and said, after all, I still want to have a wonderful time with you when I am 20. It's a date. Ah! Yi Kang yelled in embarrassment, and Kioske laughed in spite of the strange eyes of pedestrians. Ha 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 ha, are you shy? It doesn't matter. It is normal for every girl to face a handsome guy like me, being shy. People are not shy at first sight. Look at the atmosphere. B asterisk 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 D. The pedestrians cast disgusting eyes, and Yi Kang pulled out kunai and said, A asterisk hole. It's better to kill you here. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. After all, Kuu Thorn came, but Shinzuki grabbed his wrist. Yeah, my temper is really hot. The girl is better to be gentle. Compared with Terumi Mei's gentle personality, Yi Kang was even hotter, just like a gunpowder keg, which exploded at one point. Who wants to be gentle to a guy like you? Gentle girls are more likable, Shinzuki said with a smile, let go of Yi Kang's hand, jumped back, and said, goodbye, don't forget the date between us, I look forward to it. Ah. Asakawa Kyosuke, who wants to date a B************ D like you? Yi Kang yelled to catch up with Shinzuki, but this guy disappeared in a blink of an eye, irritating her, and her small-scale chest was fluctuating. After a sip of tea in a teahouse, she calmed down and decided to go and make peace first. Your teammates will meet. Obviously, I came to Unokuni to enjoy it, but I ran into a guy like Asakawa Kyosuke. Bad luck for her. After Chingia determined that the girl had teammates, Yi Kang died in the hands of the people in Wuyin village. He was regarded as a victim by the fourth generation of Fengying and deceived to go to Wuyin village in the name of performing confidential tasks. Unpreparedly, he was attacked and killed by a ninja in the hidden village of Fog. Seeing that she had teammates, she didn't plan to follow. Instead, he began investigating the traces of the Cthulhu. Advertisement snakes fell out of their clothes and got into the grass, while Kyosuke himself found a hotel to stay. Soaking in the hot spring, he sighed comfortably, comfortable. The hot spring was misty and visibility was very low, and the sound of the water coming from the opposite side, the person said comfortably, it's really comfortable, it's hard to enjoy. The hot springs in Unokuni are different. The sound is a bit familiar, I feel where I have heard it. Kyosuke thought for a while but couldn't think of it, so he replied, yes, yeah, although I have hot springs at home, I always feel that the hot springs in Unokuni are different from the ones at home, just comfortable. The man was surprised and said, is it at home? It's really enviable. It's okay, the location chosen by the elders in the family. The two leaned against the pool, chatting with each other. Because the fog is a bit heavy, I can't really see it, would you like to drink? The person on the other side asked. No, I'm a minor. Haha, forget it, underage drinking is still bad, I still have juice here. That's good, please give me a drink. Okay. A wooden basin floated over. In addition to sake, there was juice from the store. Kyosuke poured himself a glass and heard the person on the other side say, come here, let's have a drink. Can. Wearing a towel, he walked from the hot spring to the opposite side, and as he walked around, the opposite face also appeared in front of his eyes. He has blue hair, wearing eye masks, and two charm-like earrings on his ears. Green. Kyosuke. What a small world. Chapter 162. The nose is so sore, so uncomfortable. Asakawa Kyosuke. Ching stood up immediately, grabbed the sake in his hand and poured it over. Damn. How come I met you here? Kyosuke also poured the juice over. Ah. Eyes. My eyes, eyes. My eyes. The two squatted down while covering their eyes, washing their eyes with hot spring water. I hurriedly surrounded my lower body with a towel, did not soak in the water anymore, but stood on the surface of the water. No wonder I feel familiar with my voice, I didn't expect it to be Chingyu. I actually met you in a place like this. Watch me kill you to avenge the 3 generations of adults. Chingshui's water attribute chakra condenses, forming the water knife, and slashing towards Kyosuke. Do you treat me as a sick cat? Shinjia didn't talk nonsense, and between waving his hands, it was a big flame sword. Swords collided, water and fire were incompatible, and the two fought. At this moment, the girl next door jumped over a figure and said, ow, I heard a fight here, it happened. Asakawa Kyosuke? The visitor was Terumi Mei, who was wrapped in a bath towel. She had just changed her clothes and ran over when she heard the fighting sound from Nantong. She didn't expect it to be Kyosuke. Why is he here? Ming, come and help. Ah, this. Humph. Kyosuke raised Ching's arm with a sword and kicked him away. It's a wonderful fate, Ming. We haven't seen each other for 2 years, right? The girl's smooth and tender skin appeared in front of her eyes, and her exquisite figure was wrapped in a bath towel, revealing astringent feelings. Oh no. The young man is full of energy, a little embarrassing. He didn't hit anymore, but sat in the hot spring, looking at Terumi Ming, just watching. As long as I am not embarrassed, someone else must be embarrassed. Sure enough, Terumi Mei blushed and said, you are busy, I'm going to change clothes. Green. Sister, now is not the time to do this. Advertisement, how about? Do you still want to fight? Even the 3 generations of Shui Ying, who became a tail beast, are not my opponents. Are you sure you want to come and deliver food? Shinzuki looked at Ching and said. Don't be too arrogant, Ching said through gritted teeth. I'm telling the truth. I would mind selling a favor to the Hyuga's family to help them get their white eyes back. Although Ching's eyes have the seal of the Misty Village, just take the head back in Konoha's seal department. Well, it is not difficult to find a way to relieve it. Sit down, this is a hot spring. Enjoy it as the right way. Ching Lang snorted and did not continue to stay. Shinzuki didn't care, but he was just curious about why they appeared here. Mingming Wuyan village has been closed. Generally speaking, it is unlikely to appear in other countries, only in the country of water. Is it a special task? After thinking about it, but not understanding, Kyosuke gave up thinking. At this moment, Terumi Mei, who was neatly dressed, blushed and jumped over, and saw Kyosuke, who was still soaking in the hot spring, yelling, you rascal. Kyosuke. Sister, I'm in the hot spring. Do you wear clothes in the hot spring? This. Anyway, you can't see it anyway. I will suffer a little bit, sitting here. Then why are you here? Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. It's just a task. Terumi Mei curled up her hair, looked at Kiyoshi, and asked, a task? Task. Kyosuke surrounded her with a bath towel and stood up, terribly scared to cover her eyes, but a pair of turquoise eyes secretly looked between her fingers. Shinji said, "Go, I don't plan to fight with you, let's go out and chat." With that, he went to the locker room. Terumi Ming jumped back to the female bath. After all, a girl who walked out of the male bath would definitely make people misunderstand. She didn't want to be misunderstood. The well-dressed Kyosuke came out without wearing Konoha's forehead. The 15-year-old was already 1.7 meters tall, with a handsome appearance, a sunny smile, and his black hair hanging down to his shoulders. If he wears a woman's dress, he can be a spanner. The premise is to ignore his figure. Terumi Ming came out, saw him, and was stunned for a moment. The fog was thick just now and he couldn't see clearly. Now, compared to 2 years ago, this guy looks a lot better and more manly. He pursed his lips and said with a smile, "Kaisuke-kun has become a handsome guy. He will definitely please many girls in Konoha, right? It's okay, but I didn't pay attention to them. After all, I have to take care of the children." "Child? What child?" Terumi asked in surprise. "My child. Advertisement my child? My child, my child?" There is a repeater in my head. I keep repeating this sentence. My nose is sour and uncomfortable. Chang Zi laughed and said, "Congratulations, you got married so early." Kiyomizu walked over, looked at her red eyes, and smiled. "Did you misunderstand something?" No, she took a step back and said with a smile. "I have a task with Ching, so we won't talk anymore. Goodbye, I wish you happiness." Sure enough, she must have misunderstood. Grabbing her wrist, she explained, "It's the son of the 4th generation of Naruto, but the 4th generation of Naruto died in battle. Before he died, he entrusted the child to me. It is my child. Did you just misunderstand?" "That's not it." Terumi Mei puffed up her cheeks. "Very cute, Kazuki-kun. Your heart and eyes are so bad." "Ha ha ha, I just said that. It's obviously that you misunderstood. It's hard to go. I heard that there will be a temple fair here in the evening. Let's go shopping together." "But we..." Kyosuke stretched out her hand, nodded her misty forehead, stuffed it into his hand, and said, "That way, you won't be from the misty village anymore," and I left. Oh. Terumi Mei was taken away by Kyosuke stupidly. Not long after the two of them left the hotel, Ching rushed over from a distance and shouted, "Ming, I'll save you. Asakawa Kyosuke, you be **********, let me go." "Oh, the spoiler is coming." He smiled and looked at Terumi Ming. Terumi Ming said, "Let go of me, we still have a mission." "It's hard to get a chance in the village, don't you want to play?" "No, I'm very happy to see you," Terumi Mei said softly with a strand of hair close to her ear. "Well, I'm very happy to see you too, goodbye." Shinji laughed and left the hotel. Ching ran over and asked, "Ming, are you okay?" "It's okay, ow, he won't hurt me, otherwise I would have died in Wuyan Hospital." Terumi Mei smiled and said, "He is a gentle fool." In this situation, Ching looked at her worriedly and reminded, "He is Konoha, or the murderer who killed 3 generations of adults." "I know, so I am very happy to see him." She watched the direction of Kyosuke's departure, and said with a smile, "Such an opportunity may not be available in the future." Chapter 163. Reaper is here saying goodbye to Terumi Ming. Kyosuke relocates to a hotel and rests all night. "I woke up in the morning and a group of snakes were in his room. What I didn't know was that there was a war between humans and snakes. In fact, these were the snakes he released before, so he should have found a clue." After finishing dressing and washing, Kyosuke got up and left. Really woke up, hunt for the moment. A snake took him to a temple far away from the town. He didn't know what god was sheltering here. He looked weird. He held a sickle and had a terrifying expression. The temple was gloomy and filled with uncertainty. Immediately using thermal induction, I found that there is a huge space underground with many people hiding. It turned out to be here, no wonder it's hard to find. He glanced at the statue, moved his body, and then hit the base with a punch. Boom. The idol shattered under the huge force of destruction, but a passage was also exposed. The whole person turned into a flame and got into it. Underground space, a group of black robes covered the body, and it looked like a dragon-clad guy gathered in front of an altar, chanting words. The guy in the center also wore black robes, but his clothes had the pattern of Cthulhu. He looked at the little brothers in front of him with a fanatical expression. "Today is the best day to offer sacrifices to the Cthulhu adults. It is worthwhile to collect sacrifices for so long. Come, bring me the sacrifices." A group of people went down and caught up with a group of people, men, women, old and young, 50 or 60 people, with injuries on their bodies, dull eyes, and no sense of resistance. These are the missing people nearby. In order to avoid being discovered by Tang Renkun, they scattered and captured them. However, the ritual activities were too frequent and their whereabouts were leaked. However, they don't care about this anymore. Now they just want to worship their evil god. This is a group of mad believers who are extremely strong in their beliefs, and similarly, they are also extremely terrifying lunatics. They are not afraid of death, and even regard death as a kind of enjoyment, although this kind of enjoyment is only once for them. Today, we are going to offer sacrifices to our Lord Cthulhu. Let him see how pious his followers are. The current leader of Cthulhu screamed so loudly that a group of people raised their hands and screamed. Their eyes showed red light and their eyes were full of killing intent. They picked up the weapons in their hands and couldn't wait to rush to the altar to fight. "Come on. Enjoy the sweet death." Advertisement. "That can't be done. You can die." "They can't." Kyosuke's figure emerged from his body with a flame spear pierced through him, pulled out the spear, and said to the cultist in front of him, Your god of death is here. Who the hell are you guys? One person asked death questions. Kyosuke turned around and replied, it's just a passing ninja, remember it for me. Musket. Countless sparks poured out from the fingers, hitting a group of cultists, crackling non-stop, and blood holes were exploded in the body, and the death was miserable. The two cultists came over, fluttered with swords and pierced Shinjia, but it was useless. He swung his hands, grabbed their arms, and ignited them with a spray of flames. Shadow clone technique. Bang bang bang. 3 shadow avatars appeared around, one to dispel the illusions of ordinary people, and the other 2 to blaze a path. After the illusion was lifted, those people were startled and looked around in horror. The shadow clone pointed in one direction and said, run out from there, hurry up, don't chirp. Run. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi, go and go. Thank you, Lord Ninja. Run. People ran into a mess and ran towards the passage. When some cultists saw this, they shouted, you can't let the sacrifices of the evil gods escape. They belong to the evil gods. Ah. With a scream, a knife pierced his heart, you talk too much. Kyosuke kicked him away, huh? He found something wrong. He saw some cultists start to kill each other, obviously he hadn't done anything yet. Has it been infighting? The eyes of this group of people were blood red, completely mad, without any reason, and wanted to tear everything in front of them to pieces. It looks completely crazy. I sighed like this, and instead of stopping the killing, I accelerated my speed. I had a bad feeling in my heart. I always felt that if I didn't stop it, something that I would regret would happen. Advertisement, kill you, kill you, kill you, kill you, kill you, kill you, I want to kill you. A crazy cultist rushed with a knife, his skin was slightly dark, something seemed different. Lift the knife and collide with the opponent, Doraemon. His heart was stabbed with a knife. Kyosuke looked at the flames burning on his chest. The cultist who had clearly broken his neck showed a terrible smile in front of him, and said, this is a reward from Lord Cthulhu, The scene just now was a bit horrible, but it seems that this guy has acquired a similar ability to the flying section, but it is not complete. There is still an Achilles heel, but he just twisted his cervical spine but did not die. The last Cthulhu has been killed by us, please rest assured, sir. Only one person came back in the end. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Chinese MTL fan fiction, second element novel can be read at hotmtl novel for free. The young man named Feiduan took out a handful of kunai. A corpse was left behind. In order to prevent this group of guys from being able to talk even with one head left, he burned the place and the temple together with a torch. The knife in his hand was cut suddenly. Together with his arm, Shinzuki looked at the flame at his fracture and frowned. The flame reorganized his arm, grabbed the man's throat, twisted it hard, and heard a click. The other's cervical spine was covered. He twisted, laugh. In order to determine whether Cthulhu was destroyed, Tang Renkun sent a small team of ninjas to investigate. After that, Shinzuki went to Tangren village to deliver the task. After handing over the task, Kyosuke went to Unokuni for a trip. Taking advantage of this opportunity to play for a few days, it was a pity that he did not meet Terumi Mei and Hakura afterwards, which was really disappointing. As he said this, the shadow avatars started to move, instead of using flames, but using physical arts or wind cutting techniques to cut the opponent's body into pieces to avoid the situation just now. Shinzuki pierced his heart, he spit out a mouthful of blood and his life ended. It's really troublesome ability, let's go to death with the rest. Well, thanks for your hard work, Fei Duan. It's nothing, my lord Tilda. After all, it was commissioned by the people of Tangren village, so naturally I went to them. Feiden's monster that wouldn't die even if it pierced the heart was a product of Cthulhu. Just now, a semi-finished product appeared. If it weren't for his special physique, he might have been dead by now. Chapter 164. The meaning of life. After playing in Unokuni for a few days, Kyosuke returned to Konoha and reported the mission to Sarutobi. Cthulhu? It is indeed a very troublesome ability. Are you sure you have cleaned it all up? It's impossible to completely clean up. No one knows how many people this group of guys have developed. I can only say to get rid of most of them. The person who founded the Cthulhu cult must be a lunatic. I don't know if there is a Cthulhu Shinzuki. Maybe there is. After all, even death in this world has nothing to do with him. Well, that's right, I trouble you about this matter. Go back and write a report to me, and I will put it in the file. Okay, yes, 3 generations of adults. I want to learn the detonating talisman of the mutual multiplication. Huh? Why do you learn that stuff? Sarutobi Hiji said in a puzzled way. That is the ninjutsu created by the 2nd generation of adults. Although it is very useful, it is used in conjunction with another forbidden technique. Normal people will be bombed if they use it. At this moment, he suddenly remembered the special features of Shinji's body. Yes, your body can indeed learn this trick. This is a ninjutsu developed by the 2nd generation of Naruto Senjuka in order to cooperate with the reincarnation of the dirty soil. Through the infinite loop of a single detonating talisman, trillions of detonating talisman can be channeled, and it will cause an infinite continuous explosion, which can loop indefinitely. The power is amazing. As long as it is possessed by a detonating talisman, you can't get rid of it. The size of the power depends on the number of detonation charms the surgeon uses. To put it bluntly, it depends on whether your wallet is thick enough. This is a money-burning game that most people cannot learn. A rich woman who owns 600 billion detonating charms. Who has money for me? Jiaodu. That's all the money I earned it. The method of using the detonating talisman is not complicated. You can learn it once you learn it, but it is very demanding on the purse of the operator. It is not like a lot of detonating talisman can be produced by a person. Moreover, the scope of the explosion is very large, and the slightest careless operation will be affected. After all, the second generation of Hokage did not think about letting living people use it when developing this technique. Put it on the body of the reincarnated people in the dirty soil, let them rush into the enemy camp and launch a suicide attack, thereby detonating the detonation talisman and achieving large-scale destruction. Combining with unholy land rebirth, it can be called a battlefield killer. Even if it is used by a living person, it is also used by his highly mobile ninja who possesses the art of Thunder God. Because ordinary people need to stick it on the person or nearby, so that the detonating talisman will continue to psychic and then burst. The range is too large. Without the speed of flying Thunder God, it is difficult to escape. Advertisement in Kiyomizu doesn't need to think about this, because even if his body is blown up, he can regroup again, and he often does things like killing the enemy. Sarutobi Risen agreed, and handed him the practice method of the mutual multiplication detonating talisman. In fact, it is an improved spiritism, but the method of use has changed a bit, so it is not difficult to learn. Soon, Shinzuki mastered this technique, but she didn't intend to use it. This was what she used to deal with the guy with the soil. Without 600 billion detonating charms, she could only choose a little less, but a long-lasting way. Leaving the Naruto building, he headed to the Uchiha clan to see Naruto, only to find Itachi was carrying 2 children. Is it Sunday? No, then why didn't you go to school? Itachi is also at school age, and seems to have been in school for more than 3 months. Itachi said, I asked the shadow clone to help me go to school. Anyway, the memory of the shadow clone will be shared back, and it is no different from my school. Boy, is this a genius? Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. In retrospect, I once, as if, have done this kind of thing. He coughed and said, it turned out to be like this. I have to say that the shadow clone is a perfect technique. Naruto, don't bite Sasuke's feet, you only have a few teeth. He hugged Naruto who was playing with Sasuke. The child was white and fat under Makoto's care, and his beard was a little bit of joy. He babbled and didn't know what he was talking about. He slapped Kiyosuke's face with his chubby hand and grinned humorously. On the other hand, Itachi's stupid Odudu was lying in his brother's arms and enjoying himself very much. The school curriculum can no longer satisfy you, Itachi. Well, it always feels a little simple, not too difficult. Is this the world of genius? When your dad hears it, he will say, why is it my son? It feels like being with this kid will be severely Versailles, huh? Have you made friends? Should. Have it. If those guys don't think of themselves as big brothers. Advertisement should, you won't accept someone as a younger brother, do you? Huh? Well, they called me, sir, I just helped them solve a problem from the upper grades. It proves that you have the strength. You are very popular with girls in school, right? How do you say? Too many, so noisy. Good guy, this is Kakashi's treatment back then, and even he can only enjoy part of it. At this time, Itachi asked, Mr. Kyosuke, what is a ninja? What is a village? Is philosophy coming again? Kyosuke pondered for a while and said, I have many different answers here. My teacher Oshimaru said that people who have learned all ninjutsu are ninjas, and Jiraiya-sama thinks that people who endure everything are ninjas, and I think the so-called ninjas is someone who keeps patience for the goal. The village, you can regard it as everyone's home. Home? Yes, Konoha was founded by the Senju clan and Uchiha clan. It was a ninja village born in pursuit of peace. Many families gathered here. They had already regarded this place as a home. For example, Itachi, if someone robbed your house, what would you do? Kill them. Yes, we are protecting Konoha and participating in the war in the same way. We are protecting our home. Why is life fighting? Shinzuki thought for a while and said, in the beginning, when life was the most primitive, fighting was for food and reproduction. Animals are basically like this. Human beings are different from them because of their feelings, but in the final analysis, it is to live. Alive. Death is not despair. In the process of living, human beings will experience all kinds of happiness, anger, pain, sadness. These are all human emotions. It is because of emotions that we live as bright as stars. Life is one. A glorious and splendid journey, like a star in an instant. Because of being alive, life has meaning. We will take away the lives of others, but it is also to live. Everyone will die. It's just that the time of death is different.